Hello, I am Ferren Gipson. I am an art historian and textile artist, and today I'm here at the Fitzwilliam Museum to check out the Made in Ancient Egypt exhibition. It's full of stonework, woodwork, textiles, so many cool crafts and objects, and specifically today I'm here to check out some textile works to learn more about the makers and the people and processes behind these objects. It's going to be very cool, so come along. We are here in the linen and basketry section of the exhibition. It's full of some very old, very delicate and beautiful textiles. I'm talking 5,000 plus years old. What's so special about being able to see these works up close is that they're 3, 4, 5,000 years old. And fabric is a very delicate material that often doesn't survive the test of time. So it's a really special opportunity to get to look at these things today up close. And it's so cool to see the little details on here. There's fringe, little stripe things. Some of these things look so familiar, like something you might still find made today. And I was really lucky a couple of weeks ago before the exhibition opened. I did get to speak to some experts to find out more about how these 2 examples in particular were made. So incredibly, we're going to take a look at a piece of material here that's around 5,000 years old. So it'd be great to know a little bit more about it and where it came from.
Yeah, it's wonderful to see it. It's, you said, like it's 5,000 years old. It's from a tomb at a site called Tarkhan. It's just a miracle of survival in the first place.
The quality of the make is also a big factor in how well something will survive. And specifically with these ancient textiles from Egypt, they are extremely high quality, and that is not just the weave, that is the whole processing from the plant, the flax, how it would have been processed, to how it has been twisted into a yarn, to then how it has been used in terms of the weave. So there are lots of different steps involved that also make for the quality.
As a weaver myself, I'm looking close and I'm noticing how absolutely fine these threads are. So that's really difficult to work with the individual, the yarn as you're warping and getting the threads onto the loom and even spinning it, as you're saying. So I'd love to know more about any stages of the process that we know about in terms of how you get to something so fine and delicate.
This one, from what I can see, is a simple weave that is literally the process of having the warp and going one above, one under, one above, under, and then turning round. So this one, counting the warp and the weft on a square centimeter, the warp is 20, so there are 20 yarns of warp in 1 centimeter, and the weft is an incredible 64 yarns in a centimeter.
That is a lot of patience for that weaver. I think because that's 64 picks they've had to do just to progress 1 centimeter.
When you talk about doing that, going backwards and forwards, what's going across? Is it like a shuttle of some sort?
When I weave, today I use a shuttle. So you have a spool full of your yarn and then it kind of shoots across and sends that one thread across. Yeah. But I don't know if they had shuttles then or if they were maybe hand doing it. Or...
There have been various tools obviously found in these places. Effectively, very much the same idea. So everything from sticks that would be used to help that, especially with a fine yarn. I also find it interesting because it is so fine. You need good eyesight, I would think.
I wonder if these are quite young people doing this.
You've mentioned women a couple of times.
Yeah.
It'd be good to know more about the workshops or the situations in which these are made. Who is making these?
So it looks like there are kind of 3-ish areas where people will make things. Some linen appears to have been done in the home, but there are clearly also workshops. So there were workshops, and those seem to have been attached both to temples, which required a lot of linen, and also to kind of personal private estates by people who had a load of money and wanted the finest quality linen to strut around in, and then also to be buried in. And that is one of the crafts, probably really the only craft we can be sure that women were very regularly employed in.
About how old do we think?
So this would be, it's broadly categorized New Kingdom, so this would be
about 1550 to about 1060 BCE, yeah.
So that makes it about 3,500 years old, thereabouts.
Yeah.
very old.
It's very old.
Yeah.
So a number of models have survived from ancient Egyptian tombs that show people at work, and they're wonderful because they're in 3 dimensions. So you can kind of look down into them and see these workshops. And there are quite a few of these looms in there, and sometimes there's 2 people working at it rather than just the one person.
I think it's quite special when you think about quilting is a really good example of where you might get a lot of women all sitting around one textile work, working on it together, and there's stories of singing that might take place. For example, in enslaved Black Americans who might be quilting for their home that they were allowed to have, they might sing or pray or tell stories. To me, it imbues the work with this kind of nice spiritual energy, I think, of like what the women were doing and thinking about as they're all contributing to the making of something. What makes this exhibition so special to me is that it emphasizes the makers, the stories behind these objects and the people who made them. That's so rare to get that glimpse into that view of ancient Egypt, and it really helps you see these objects and these artworks in a really different way. I invite you to really come in and spend some time in the galleries, listen to the sounds, look at the illustrations, look at the artworks and the models, and really immerse yourself in what it would have been like to be inside one of these workshops. Made in Ancient Egypt is open until April 12th. Check it out for yourself.